how to develop a library which is going to target multiple framework versions, so that we can make use of the enhanced versions as well as the older versions. Both we can make use of the new version and the old version. Incompatibilities we can probably take care of through conditional compilation. So in those kind of cases, how to deal with the situation. So right now I'll take this project only. Standard class library, and or else let's take standard 1.4 class library, and I want to edit its project folder. First let us remove this dependency. So we have a .NET standard 1.4 class library. Remember, its project version I have explicitly changed. When it was created it was 2, I have changed it to 1.4. So I want to edit the project file. I cannot do it here. So go to Explorer, File Explorer, and this file I would like to edit. So here I want to change. So right now it is standard 1.4. That's okay. I want to also build the library for net 4.0 and net 4.5. That's my requirement. Save this. Come back to Studio. No, there is a small error. It should be frameworks. Target frameworks. S should be added here. I can actually go to preferences, settings, and increase the font. You can edit the font. Let's say 18. Save it. Yeah. So this is what I have edited, and framework I have replaced with frameworks. Now come back to Studio, rebuild. Just close and restart. That project file has to be loaded again. Now right click here, build. What we have to notice is multiple output is generated. Bin, debug, and we have wrong folder. Bin, debug, and we have only two. There should be 4 folders. Standard 1.4 class library. Did I save this? Oh, sorry, I did not save this. Yeah, Studio is automatically reloading it. Good. build. For every implementation we will have a separate folder now. Standard class library project targets net 2.0, it cannot be referenced. What is wrong? See, before I removed the reference from Studio, I already edited this file. So this is my standard 1.4 class library, which is referencing to standard class library. I should delete this. I don't need that. So that's the problem of editing in multiple places. Be careful. See, now it's all successfully built and we get 3 different outputs. 2.0 is old one, ignore that. 1.4, 4.0, 4.5. These 3 are the new ones. So based on your requirement now, you can use the respective version of your library. How? What we will do is, let us say I have this project and I would like to add in this project the reference to this library. Now, this library is generating multiple DLL files. Which DLL file should be used here? Automatically, whichever is the appropriate version, that is going to be used over here. But before that, I want to add little more code. I have it in the handout. What I want to do is, simple example, it is very simple one. Basically conditional compilation. So we are adding the reference to this, all fine, but now I'll show it here. This is the example I have created. See, .NET Framework 4.5 or higher has a class called as HTTP client. HTTP client is basically for connecting to the server, fetching the HTML page and working with it. That's a much better version than earlier version which we are using, web client. So system.net.http namespace was added to 4.5, but before 4.5, maybe 4.0, we have only support for web client class under system.net namespace. So now my client project, when I am building with .NET Framework 4.5, through my standard library, I would like to use HTTP client, but my .NET Framework project, if I build using 4.0, I want standard library with web client to be used. So this is where the conditional compilation has to come into the picture. So for conditional compilation, we will have to specify these 2 references. Need to conditionally bring in reference for .NET Framework 4.0's target. .NET Framework 4.5 target. So this setting we are supposed to put in our standard library project. So what does this mean? If this particular library is used in the framework 4.0, add the reference to system.net. generally it is just item group, and without condition we add these references. But now conditionally we are adding the references. Actually, when you right click on the project and add reference, this is the section which is actually created. On the project, when you add reference, this section will be edited in your project file. So here we are adding the reference to HTTP and also system.threading.tasks, because I want to do asynchronous programming which was supported from .NET Framework 4.5. Save this. Come back to Studio, Visual Studio 2017, and look at this code. If it is Framework 4.0, then using system.net, else system.net.http and tasks. Likewise, in my class there are two programs now. In my class, if it is .NET 4.0, we are having declaration of web client, else we have declaration of HTTP client. This is one conditional compilation. This is declaration. Likewise, we have two functions now. One is for 4.0 and the other is for 4.5 plus. So like that, conditionally we have written the code here. So now what I am going to do, this particular reference, first let's build it. Something failed. The namespace URI could not be found. Here we have added reference to system.net, but it looks like it's not taking it. Rebuild. Let's close and restart. It should build. No.
Actually, it's
Yeah, it's under system. So now what is happening? We got the three different DLLs. Now I'll go to framework class library, add the reference to, not framework, let's say console application. In console application, I will add the reference to standard 1.4 class library, which is actually built for 3 versions. So now in this particular project, I write a function standard standard correct only demo class. Demo dot, we have got get .NET count async, right? That is the function we have right now. I'm not interested in what it does and all that, but now I'll go and change this version. Let's say I use maybe 4. So once I use the framework version 4, now you will notice this is not there. Instead we have to use the other one. So two different functions actually, but conditionally they are included in your project. Yeah. If the target framework version is 4.0, then use this. If the target framework version is 4.5 plus, otherwise use this. Basically it's like that. So conditional compilation you have to do when you are developing standard libraries, so that certain older versions are taken care of. The APIs, this is basically going to support both, right? 4.0 as well as 4.5. So this kind of programming would be required. And finally, prior to standard libraries, Microsoft was supporting the same thing but through portable class libraries. Now what is portable class library? You can add here legacy portable class library. So when you add here a portable library, you're actually supposed to choose at the time of adding only what all versions you want to support. You have to choose here. And based on your selections, you will have multiple DLLs generated. Click on OK. Now the advantage is the tool is going to do a intersection of all those three and only give you those APIs which can be commonly used in all of them. And obviously 3 different output will be generated. So earlier what we were doing through portable class library, today we are doing through standard library. So PCL, you select the platform you want to run, and the tooling is going to present you with the resulting API which can be used in all the frameworks which are selected, all the implementations which are selected. The tool is going to help you to produce multiple binaries and you'll have to use them in respective project. Multiple. So earlier people used portable libraries, now we don't use them anymore. They have become kind of legacy now. Single file only. Build and then single file only. And the same DLL when we use, but advantage now problem is we can only use those APIs which are common to all the 3 frameworks. With standard you have a single base class library. For problem here is the base class library is going to be different for each one of them. That's the issue over here. .NET Core has got its own base class library. .NET Framework has got its own base class library and so on. So I should actually create some example which probably shows you everything will be supported across all .NET platforms. And the backward compatibility is guaranteed in standard library. Backward compatibility is not guaranteed in portable library. Higher the version, more the API. That feature is not there in portable library. So what you were able to earlier achieve using portable class library, that also should be changed to standard library. I have not used portable libraries in any of my project in the past, but that feature was there.